is a startling piece of information, and it's an obviously troubling piece of information.
Those powerful words coming from BC's Attorney General less than 2 weeks after he stood side by side with Federal Minister Bill Blair to announce a joint effort to fight money laundering. But now the revelations made in another money laundering report have suddenly made that optimism evaporate. The report finds that of the 25 positions that are federally funded, only 5 of them are actually staffed. And it turns out those 5 officers have been turning over cases to the Civil Forfeiture Office instead of pursuing prosecution.
The reason I asked the question, what are the 5 doing, is because from my prior experience, I'm wondering what 5 people can do in this area. Not too much. And then the answer was they're referring cases to civil forfeiture.
It's enough for David Eby to question his federal counterpart's commitment to fighting money laundering.
Whether the issue is funding, whether the issue is management, whether the issue is whatever it is, there is simply no excuse for there being no police officers at the federal level dedicated to this issue. Questions
from Victoria now sparking this response from Ottawa.
We've been very responsive to their concerns, and the investments that we are now making to address this, I think quite adequately and appropriately redresses some of those deficiencies that have gone back over a decade.
And yet it's enough to renew calls for a public inquiry into money laundering.
It's time for British Columbians to have an answer as to how this happened in our province and why it's continuing, even now after this.
The province is going to fully review this and another report before Cabinet will decide whether a public inquiry is indeed necessary, a move some say is too little, too late. Tanya Fletcher, CBC News, Victoria.